Hello, everyone, and welcome to Three Ways to Kill Your Business and Your Life. I'm your host for today. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I have more than three ways that I could share with you today. I came up with probably like 25. Uh, but it's very interactive today. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute in the English and ask your questions. And I know many of you guys are actually listening to your particular language on a different Zoom. Please do not ask your questions there because I am not there. Click on your link for English and we'll have your translator ask the question in your language, and then I can facilitate your question here. I want to just let you know that I have no idea what will come of today. I have plenty of things to share, and I also know consciousness has a way of making things turn out different than we can ever imagine. So if I end up giving you a million tools, how to get better, and I know it'll be more than three, but one of the things that I've come to realize is that most of us really don't realize how much in a given day we're not being ourselves. We're not. We're still trying to please others. We're trying to still be the ones that are taking care of others. And in so many ways, we put our needs and the needs of our business last. And no matter how much I share these tools, I know these tools, the last 2 to 3 months have been some real eye-openers for me to receive the awareness of how much I'm still truly not choosing for me and not being what I can be in my life and in the businesses that I actually get to play with. And it's not from any place of wrongness, because it's this constant expansion of awareness, expansion of, wow, I actually have other choices available. And the more we ask questions, the more we're willing to explore what is it we'd like to add into our lives, we're going to get a whole new world, a whole new universe of information that will come to us not just by words, but by energy. And not just your energy, other people's energies. And not just this lifetime, but every lifetime, which could be more than 4 trillion years. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in a daily basis that I think most of us don't realize how brilliant we're actually being. And if you get anything out of this Zoom today, I hope it's that you at least know you have more than one possibility available in every aspect of your life. And today, I'm here as a consciousness facilitator, as an access consciousness facilitator. I'm also here as me and as someone who, at moments, I think has forgotten some of the gifts that I bring into the world. And I'd like to open that and make that be actually available for everyone, for us to recognize how each of us is so important to the world of consciousness, to the world of joy and ease, and the ability to go beyond any problem. And I will ask, I know some of you guys here have been putting some questions in the chat, and some of your questions and things of that sort. And some of it, I think it's that people need to know they're on the correct Zoom to listen to their translation. Selena and Dagmara, thank you guys for putting that in there, and anybody else who's been assisting. I want to welcome all of you who are here live today, and many of you that didn't even know your language was going to be translated until later, so you might be watching this later in time. But I do hope that, I don't know, the world is full of infinite possibilities. And I don't know that I even knew what that meant until recently. And I always knew it, but I didn't know it from the level of awareness that I have now. And I don't know. All I want to say is, how much fun can we have acknowledging the places where we have been killing our businesses, the businesses of others, the business of our lives, which is really you, your body, your connection and relationship to others. It's you and your relationship with money. It's you and your awareness. It's you and all these capacities and abilities that you each have. And so many other things that I've left behind. So I know someone put some questions here. Jeanette, what if you keep killing every business idea before it even sees the light of day? I've been on disability benefits and now I'm educating myself and the practical skills of online business. Okay, cool. That's a great question, actually. I got clear lately that my business wanted to gift me with more than what I was willing to receive. Oh my God, Christina, that's such a great. Oh, I adore you, Christina. Thanks for being here. Yeah, it is amazing, you guys. I do want to share a few of the things that do kill your business, and then let's get into these questions, because these questions are amazing. And also Christina's feedback. Like, most of us don't even recognize all the things in the world, including the business, including jewelry, including the land, including your house, including your children, like all the animals, the earth, the ceilings, the skies, like everything actually desires to gift to you. The thing is, most of us do what I did and have moments where we make everything else so important that we're not listening to the whispers that are coming from these things in our lives that actually would like to nurture us and gift to us and make our lives be so much more enjoyable. So thanks for that, Christina. That just like sparks so much stuff for me. Okay, so one of the first things that I actually want to address here is the tools we're going to use are going to come from Access Consciousness, and I'm going to use the clearing statement. If you guys have never heard it before, you can go to clearingstatement.com. Okay? All right. So one of the first things is that for anything, for you to add anything to your life, for you to add anything to the business, for you to be able to be in a relationship, whatever that is in your particular life, most of us search outside of us, but it starts with you. And until you're willing to have these 5 components of intimacy with you, you're kind of faking it when you're trying to do it elsewhere. And these come from your first official class in Access after the bars. It's called the Foundation. And we talk about it. It's trust, honor, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. And these are 5 items I apply in my life every single day. And I realized the last couple weeks, especially, just how much I might be utilizing them 1%, 10%, 30%. And it doesn't mean 100% is perfect, guys, but it just shows where we're making us priority. And before you can fix anything in your life, you've got to be willing to have these 5 things. Now, gratitude is an easy one, right? No. It's easy for us to have gratitude for everyone else, all these amazing people in your life. I have gratitude for every single person who's here live or watching this later. But what about for you? If you no longer looked at your mistakes, if you no longer looked at how much money came in today, if you no longer looked at anything other than every choice I made today created a future. Not right, not wrong. Every single one created something. Now I have a choice. I can be grateful for every single one of those choices, which will actually add a whole new level of energy to it. Or you can be like, I made a mistake today. I didn't make enough money today. I didn't get all my work done today. Or I'm mad at this person. Like, you can go into all these other places, which I'm going to remind you, those moments, you're not being you. The minute you go to judgment, you are no longer you. Because guess what? When you're being you, what is that for you? Those moments where you have total ease, those moments where nothing's difficult in your life, those moments where you're just like walking around like a little happy girl, happy boy. You know, you don't have to be happy to be you, okay? You don't have to. But those moments where there's no friction, where there's no barriers, there's no limitation, it just is. Yeah. Those are the moments you're being you. For me, I've had that. I ask that question all the time. And it's so funny. Like in the last 2 weeks, when I asked, okay, if I was being me, what else would be possible? And then I got, oh, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, oh, so wait, am I not being me right now? It's like, no. I'm like, okay. So whose world have I made more significant than mine? And then guess what? I became aware of a lot of people, like a laundry list of a lot of people. And then I was like, holy shit. Sorry, I hope that translates well. My translators are so amazing. Okay. So, gratitude, right? Would you be willing to have gratitude for you at least once a day? Once a day. One item you can be grateful for, whatever that is. Can you do that for yourself? Honor. Honor actually includes you making you a priority. You including you in the computation of your life. And this is one area I screwed up big time. It started about 6 months ago. Yep. I made the people that work with me so much more significant than me. It was all about them. And I made some decisions and I knew it. As soon as I made those decisions, I knew it. And I asked, okay, what future will this create? I perceived an energy. But once again, I went with what would create greater in their life. And honoring you is not the exclusion of anyone else, but it's honoring you. And it is the 10% account we talk about in Access. Your willingness to put away 10% of all the money that comes in, which is about you. But what happens goes beyond you. When you get €1, $1, 1 rupees, 1 whatever you have, okay, of your currency, and you put that towards the honoring of you, this is you also talking to the universe. And it's the universe saying, oh, you make yourself priority. Okay. So you will be included in the computation of your life. Okay. Whatever it is you are willing to receive, then you shall have even more. Here, have more. Okay? But the minute you do the opposite, the minute you make anyone else first, and you honor the bills more, you honor other people more. I used to do it with charities. The first 10% of every dollar I made, I would give to not-for-profit organizations. I had all these people who had, what do you call it? Cancer, or they had illness, or they had these problems going on. I would just be like, hey, you know what? Here's some money to kind of get you started. And it felt so good. It made my heart feel really, really good, which would motivate me to make more money, actually, back then. But what I realized coming into Access, it's amazing that you like to contribute to others. But if you're not honoring you, what you're actually doing is you're not even honoring them effectively. So this is where I'd like to invite you guys to everywhere you haven't been willing to honor you because it was easier to pay the bills first. Just know what you're doing is you're also telling the universe you and your requests. That means your demands, your asks, and anything you'd like to add to your life will now be last. Okay? Okay, so anywhere you've made anyone, anything, any situation be more significant, more vital, valuable, or real than you, will you please now be willing to destroy and create all of it? Like all of it, guys. Okay, so maybe not all of it to some of you. That's okay. Would you be willing to give up 10% of whatever it is that you decided to choose at that moment? 20%? 30? Okay, you guys can do it. It'll be whatever you're willing to let go of. But now I'm going to ask you, with every choice you make has a minimum of 80 possibilities, or 800, or 8,000. I think it's actually 8,000. Okay, so now you made one choice to make someone else or something else more significant. You created 8,000 possibilities, and some of you, it's more than that, by the way, just so you know. And all of these projected futures that you created for the rest of your life beyond this body, okay? For infinity, because you are infinite, okay? Infinitely, will you destroy and create all of those? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, that's the claim statement for anyone who's new, okay? All right, now I'm going to ask, if every choice has a minimum of 8,000 possibilities, do you actually have to choose only one? No. So, for every place in your life, in this lifetime, any other space, dimension, and reality, and lifetime, where you've ever made anyone or anything or any situation be more vital, valuable, and real than you, will you now destroy and create all of that? All of it? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, all the past expenses, all the past expenditures anything that you still owe to anyone or anything from any lifetime, space, dimensions, and realities, including now, will you destroy and create all of those? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Okay, so that's honoring. I'm going to get back to honoring, because honoring, we can have 5 million calls just on honoring. We'll still never like talk about everything we could talk about honoring. I want to go to the next one, vulnerability. This is a funny one for me personally, because I tend to be very vulnerable with me. But then I realized where I still lied to me. Vulnerability is you don't lie to you. You still have to be vulnerable, but you have to not lie to you. And my lie to me recently, in the last 2 weeks, was I know it's going to be okay. Because I know me. I know I'm never going to allow me to be sitting in shit very long. It's just not going to happen. But where I wasn't being vulnerable with me is that the business was changing. I had changed. I mean, my projects are different. I'm facilitating differently. I'm hosting more classes. I'm part of different projects now. Like, the world of my own income changed, but then the business was talking to me and I would listen, but I wasn't vulnerable to listen to the 100% of the conversation. I was like, oh, you're asking for this. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you're asking for this. Let's do this. But then I wasn't listening to the whole conversation, which is, it's time for change. It's time to stop being what you've been, which is what, like everybody else. And I don't do everyone else very well, actually. Like, one of the reasons I came to Access is because my life was amazing. Every aspect of my life was working. I didn't have money problems. I didn't have a relationship problem. My businesses were doing well. Like, there was no health problem. I came to Access because I knew more was possible. And I wanted to be this conduit of possibilities that would spread to the world. But where I stopped is I talked about it and I said I'm going to do these things, and I didn't. Like, I used to do a lot of projects with businesses. And in the last almost 2 years, I haven't. I've done them with different people's businesses, but not to go actually do the consulting that I was doing. So the business did change. But there was a world of not just income that was coming in, but I had the ability to utilize my gifts and be consciousness and go out there and spread consciousness the way I know I can, by being me, doing the things that I love. So what is it that you love? What, maybe you don't love it, but it's easy for you. What is it that's so easy and so fun for you that you chose to give it up because you wanted to be a facilitator, or you wanted to be a mom, or you wanted to be a best friend, or you wanted to take care of others, or you wanted to spread consciousness? Whatever that thing was for you, consciousness is not asking that of you. So everywhere you've given up any part of you that makes you the unique you, to be what you think you need to be, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good and bad, pun, pock, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And that vulnerability is also to know, hey, what's working in my life? You know, which one of my projects are working for me? Because see, I think I forgot this somewhere. I don't know. It's like, I would say it's not about the money. Because to me, I don't have problems with money. But I started to create problems thinking I had problems, but I'm so fucking psychic. I'm surrounded by people with problems. So one thing you got to recognize is that just because you enjoy something, it doesn't mean it's working for you in your life. It doesn't mean it's working for your business. So you have a choice. What can you do different today? who or what can you add to the business today that allows whatever's not working to work for you? Or is this something you got to say goodbye to? Gary Douglas, actually the founder of Access Consciousness, he had this conversation at advanced body class with one of the facilitators. And he said, you've lost $300,000 with this particular program that you've been running for the last few years. You invested $300,000 in real estate, and now your real estate is making you $1 million. Why are you doing something that doesn't work for you? Why don't you do more of what is working for you? And this other stuff you could do part-time. Don't make it be a commitment to it. And I think that's one of the things that I see with so many people, which me included, is I was never looking at being an access facilitator and that's my life. And one of the reasons I'm a facilitator to so many of the specialties is, for me, I need variety. As much as I love every single one of the specialties, I am curious. I like more, and more. So when we say we're going to do one thing, we literally have to take us as this infiniteness, right? And literally shrink us to fit the smallest box to fit into what you're saying you have to be, which then you're not being you at all. So how many of you guys have looked at what you'd like to have, thinking that's what you would like to have, instead of how many people's heads are you in trying to do it their way instead of your way? And everywhere you haven't even acknowledged, you even have the power to be in people's heads. We just turned and created it. Right, wrong, get a mad, pump, buck, all night, shorts, boys, and meows. And now ask yourselves, how much of everything that is in your thoughts, feelings, emotions, your financials, your body, your creativity, your everything, name it, okay? How much is yours? I'm curious, what number do you get? None of it. Oh, Vicky, you're so cute. 10%, Eva says. Yeah, okay. So listen, there's nothing wrong with these numbers. 5%. The reason I'm bringing this up to you is, how much have you made the other 90%, the 80%, the 99% be how you're living your life, how you're living with your body, how you're living in your business, instead of choosing the 90%, the 80%, the 99%, whatever, that piece that's you. Okay, so if only 1% was you, what about that 1%? Would you be willing to have more of that? So anything you've done to stop you and literally put you in jail and buckle up your hands so that you cannot choose the things that actually work for you and bring you the joy and bring you this expanded space, we destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, get a bad, pump, buck, all night, shorts, boys, and meows. And Deborati was talking about this earlier in the chat. Hold on, give me 1 second. Like her asks have been too small. And that's the other piece I actually want to talk about. Most of us are not even asking for ourselves. We have all these other thoughts going on in our heads. We have all these other things, like we just said. If only, let's say 80% wasn't yours, how much of your ask is yours? Okay, I think, is it Rona who's asking?
Yeah, it's me.
Hi, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you. While you were talking, I've been realizing something. I got some awareness of something regarding what you're talking right now, and I have capacity with animals.
Oh yeah.
Really big capacity with animals. I've been partly cutting this awareness with animals, cutting it off, and saying, "Oh, I don't want to look at that." Many other people, many facilitators, friends such as facilitators, told me, "Oh, you have this amazing capacity," and I just, "Oh, I've been doing a little bit of that."
Mhm.
And while I've been doing a little bit of that, I've been slowly killing my business with animals. I have a business with animals. So I would love to have some awarenesses, something with that.
So the first thing I would say is everything everyone's told you about what your abilities are and what they're not, will you please just destroy and create all of that? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, buckle, nice, shorts, boys, beyond. Many of us think like, oh yeah, someone said something nice about me, or they said something's good about me, and so I'm going to listen to it, or someone said something that wasn't kind and I'm not going to listen. But all of it is bullshit. It's their own point of view and their own perspective. And as much as it might be there to be an acknowledgement for you, would you be willing to flip it and acknowledge yourself instead? Cool. Awesome. Awesome. So now if it wasn't about them and their
No,
projections
they
on
were
you.
very kind
Yeah.
when it was very kind of them to say that.
Yes.
It's just something that my acknowledgement of myself and my capacities wasn't really there.
How does it get better? I'm not saying theirs is right or wrong, but most of us, and that was one of the things I want to talk about is how we kill ourselves, is we're looking for the acknowledgments to come from other people. And you kill your body, you kill your life, and you kill the businesses when you are waiting for someone else to acknowledge you. Because, see, when you're not acknowledging you, you can't even receive the acknowledgement from others because you've already pushed it out of you. And no matter how kind they are, no matter how amazing and how much they're trying to get you to be aware of something, you have to push it away because it's no longer within you. So
Wow.
this is awesome, but I also want you exploring if it wasn't about anyone else's projections and it was just about the animals and what they would like to share with you, what would you be aware of now?
Wow. It's so strong. I don't have words to even
Never
articulate.
have words. Never have words. Energy is like a billion times greater than words. And when you shove it into words, you actually have to limit it. That's why when you guys are on a call with me, your bodies feel different because I'm giving you a different energy than just the words coming out of my mouth. Yeah. So how does it get better? And then I'm going to ask you, see, our businesses have no point of view. They're like animals. They're like bodies. Our bodies have no point of view. So anywhere you've gone into wrongness of what you have and haven't done to your business, we destroy and create all of that. Awesome. Right, wrong, getting mad, pump, pock, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, would you be willing to just say hello to your business? And all of you can do this, okay? Just for a moment. Even if you don't have your own business, you do, okay? Just say hi.
Hi.
Yeah. See, the minute you actually are present with the business, you just say hello, is when you're inviting it to gift to you. You're inviting it to speak with you in your own special way. And you're also allowing it to create itself and grow itself too. Okay. So now, would you be willing to destroy and create everything that occurred before this moment in time? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pop, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And who are you? And who is the business now? And what grand and glorious adventures can you have together? And anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy it and create it.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pop, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And now,
Beyond right now, expansion, like wow.
yeah. Okay. Now, would you also allow the animals that desire to come play with you and the business, whether it's just energetic, whether it's physical, just for them, now would you invite them in? Okay. Now, how much fun can you all have together? Yay! How does it get better? Awesome. Okay. So Jeanette asked, does that also go for readings? Readings,
Yes. Can I ask a question about that?
sure.
So I've had a couple of readings in the past few years. I just switched my camera on set to start video, just so that you have a face to the voice.
Okay.
Um, so when people in readings, the classic readings, and they just tell you all this stuff about where you come from and your special abilities and what your essence is all about and all that kind of stuff. How does that's what popped up when you talked about what you just talked
Yeah.
to
So
the other lady about.
this one, I would say you have to go with your own knowing. Access, we don't really talk about the readings and the, other modalities and things of that sort. It's just everything has a different capacity to different people. Like, what does a reading mean to you? I mean, a lot of times the reading is just someone who's very aware and they're tapping into you and your body and they're kind of telling you what you want to hear. Or they might be
Yeah.
perceiving something in terms of what you want to hear. But that's like each person's going to have a little different perspective on it. The one thing for me, and I did before Access, I tried everything. I tried like 20 different modalities, business systems. Like I tried I was even a Buddhist monk for a short period of time. I've tried a lot of different things. I never stuck to anything though. Like nothing seemed, like everything seemed like a great stepping stone to me having more information, and then it got into other stuff. The key is don't make anyone else's point of view more significant than yours.
Well, that's not really what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's when you said when other people tell you what you're good at.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Don't make what
So
they're saying to you be what it is. So would you be willing just to forget everything they said to you? And I'm going to ask you, so
yeah,
truth, if you had no memory of what anyone else has ever said to you, what would you and your body enjoy doing?
a whole bunch of creative stuff like painting.
Okay, cool.
Also working with animals and
Awesome.
cooking.
Yay. Okay, well, there you go. You just got three things that you could just immediately start without waiting for anyone.
Yeah, and somehow that just doesn't click because I immediately go like, oh, but there's no money in that.
Mm, that's really
Yeah,
cool. Can you say that 3 times?
there's no money in that. There's no money in that. There's no money in that.
Okay, so all the Shiku implants and explants that were, I get the words that were installed, implemented by you and by others, we destroy and uncreate it.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pom pock all night, short, supposed to be. See, I want to come back to what I was talking about earlier. If you're willing to be vulnerable with you, it starts with what are things that actually get me and my body like enthusiastic. And like when you said painting, your smile came on. You know, the minute you said animals, your whole body lit up. Like, so I'm just like, that's when you and your body are actually giving information of what's going to work for you. And when it works for you, the money will come. But once again, are you going to ask for it? If your point of view is money doesn't come for people who paint, who have anything to do with animals and all that, your money will never come because it's always going to stop at the doorway of your point of view. I can tell you, I know people. So I met this lady in Houston. I was at the ranch outside of Houston. Her son works as a pet sitter to celebrity dogs. One dog they bought for $50 million. Okay? How much do you think that pet sitter makes? All he does is he watches the dog to make sure the dog doesn't die, and the dog has a bodyguard. Okay, That kid who's 21 years old is probably going to make more money than most of us here on this video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? His point of view is not that he can't make money. And that's one client. That's one of his clients. I mean, they started to tell me all these celebrities that he sets. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong field. You know? I mean, I have different targets, but it is the same thing. Like, if your point of view is you cannot make money with those things, you will kill every dollar that wants to come into your life.
That's so
what?
So there's just this one thing that's just sort of sticking. When I talk about how much I love painting or animals, I do a lot of dog sitting here in Portugal. When I talk about what I do with those animals, I am so bothered by people's reactions that they go like, "Oh, that's so nice for you."
Yeah.
Like
but okay. So Jeanette, I'm going to have to move it along just because we only have
yes.
a few minutes. One of the things I'm going to say to you, it all comes back on the ways we're killing our life and we're killing our business. If you give a damn what anyone else thinks, you will kill your life, your body, and your money flows, okay? That's one of the things that gets us. We want to be the caring people that tells people amazing things. Most people don't give a crap what we do, what we don't do, our kindness, or anything. And I know it sounds really harsh to say, but that's what I've recognized these last couple months. I've been willing to do things and sacrifice me because my target was to have more people know they have other possibilities available, to have more people to know they too can make money more than they can ever imagine. And one thing I realized is by me trying to give people what they cannot receive, I fucked myself over instead. And that's why I created this call. It's not about you fucking you over anymore. It might be, it's your choice. But for me, I'm choosing something different. Okay? It's not about saving others. It's not about, we really have to ask, what can others receive? Most of us think most people can hear everything we have to share. They don't. And I know that. And I teach that in Right Voice in every other class I facilitate. But when we put our heart in the place and forget our awareness will tell us the minute our mouth is about to open to someone, when you feel that, no, that's the danger zone, danger zone, danger zone. Don't go there. They cannot receive it. And all they're going to do is project into your world their crap. And if they cannot receive you, they just pushed all their judgments into you, your body, and now you're like, how am I going to do this? No, you don't have to. That's when Dane's number one quote comes into play. Hashtag not my problem. And see, consciousness, we all think, if I'm nice to people, I'm going to be the conscious person on the planet. We're not. Nice is not conscious, guys. Nice is lying to you. When you're willing to actually be you, which includes you being joyful if you desire to be joyful, it means you painting if that makes you and your body happy. If you enjoy being with animals, that's you being you. You will rock the world. You will make more money than you can ever imagine. But if you worry about anybody else, if you worry about how others are going to react, you are going to go in their world of limitation, which is no longer you being the leader. Gary Douglas has been really sick. He had shingles and he barely facilitated our facilitator class in Rome and our class at the castle. And one of the things was that as aware as he is, he tried to assist somebody who was dying. This other person who's a facilitator of access, he died a couple weeks ago. And Gary went to assist this person in his leaving his body and took on all his pain and suffering into his body. His body reacted to it, activated shingles so that he'll pay attention to it. He was literally killing his body from within inside the body, okay? And had dead cells on the outside. And I'm not telling you for you to feel sorry for him. Please be interesting point of view, because he's doing so much better now. But we do this shit. We take on other people. So how much of other people's pain, suffering, financial shit have you been putting into your life, your body, and your business? 1%, guys? Million%. I'm just curious. Ask yourselves. 50%. Holy crap. Okay. Imagine most of us. 1,000,000%. Yes, 100. It is. Okay, this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay? We can sit and be pathetic. That's not what I'm choosing. I do not choose to be pathetic. We each have a choice every single day. You can start a clean new slate every single day. Your yesterday never, ever, ever, ever has to stop you ever again. Ever. If you keep bringing it back into your life, guess what you're choosing? A circle. You cannot change when you are going into a circle. What you can change is your willingness to be honest and be vulnerable with you and say, you know what? Is this working for me? Is it working for me that I'm pulling everyone's crap out of their life, their bodies, their stupidity into mine? Okay, Jesus wouldn't have even done that. And he died for the rest of us, supposedly, you know? He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. He was here to empower each of us to know we are greater. That's my plan. I realized back in April of last year, I reached my target that I had as my biggest ask of consciousness. And I never acknowledged it. And then when I realized it this summer and I acknowledged it, I realized I never acknowledged it fully. We are more powerful than we realize we are. What is your ask, guys? And it's not, am I going to have $5 in my bank account? Okay, I'm not asking that. What is your ask for the world? What truly would you like the world to be like in 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, 500 years when you're back in a different body? What would you like the world to be like then? Because we are living our lives like these little teeny tiny things, and you're not teeny tiny. And then when your life is this teeny tiny, you have to shove the big you into the teeny tiny. And then you wonder why you're suffocating.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
You say when you walk in another body?
No, you're just pulling their crap out of their body. You don't have to walk in their body. But what do you know? Is that what you do? Wait. Hold on. Let me ask it in a different way. Okay. So truth, what awareness did you just receive?
When I walk in another body?
Okay. So truth, do you walk in other people's bodies?
No.
Okay. Is it yours?
No.
Okay, cool. It's not yours. How does it get better? Okay. So, but see, this is the thing I'm going to say to you guys. Okay. We learned this a long time ago, but 99.9% of all your thoughts, feelings, emotions, pain, creativity, lacks, limitations, you name it, is not yours. Okay, so everywhere we've been making everything that we are aware of belong to us. Can we now please return them all to the senders with consciousness attached? Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, all nice, shorts, boys and meows. Now, can I ask any of you guys who might be willing would you now ask for them to pay you for all the services you've rendered in all lifetime spaces, dimensions,
Yes.
and realities that you would like to have in today's value?
Yes.
And would you be
Yes.
willing to have it show up however it shows up, but that you
Yes.
lower your barriers to the
Yes.
receiving and you will allow it all to be received? Okay, cool. How does it get better? How are your bodies now?
Yeah. Whew.
Oh, yeah. How does it get better? It was so funny. Like, I realized through, like, seriously, like the last 2-3 weeks of my life have been the hardest ever. And I've had fun during that time. I've had amazing adventures in Rome. I went to the Castle Gala. I went to Live Lions. I had like the best time. And yet the last 3 weeks have been the hardest times of my life. So fun.
Laleh, can I say something on that?
Yeah.
Maybe we're Siamese twins, and I can pod that. I've been aware for since really Costa Rica that there's a lot of change, and some great amount I haven't acknowledged. And at the castle, it really stripped the wallpapers. The thing is, there were the walls behind it, and I have no fucking clue at this present moment in time what I'm gonna choose.
Yeah.
And everything is different.
Yep.
And most of all, what I'm recognizing, I'm not going to be Maria Magdalena, Jesus on the cross, and the sacrifice for everyone.
Good.
What's going to come after that? I have no clue at this present moment in time. So thank you for having said that.
Oh my God, thank you, Claudia. And the thing is that I actually want to invite all of us to know it's not about making any of it wrong. It's just we haven't recognized how freaking powerful we are. I came home on Tuesday, and today's Sunday, right? So 2 days ago, I started to cough and like my body, and I was like, wait a second, what's happening? And I was so perceiving every single person on this call. Killing your business and your life. I mean, God bless Laleh. What kind of freaking classes do you put out there? You know, because for me to facilitate these, I literally perceive everywhere I've been this in any lifetime, space, dimension, and reality. Every person who chooses this class that's been there in every single lifetime and whatever, and anyone who hasn't chosen it now but may in the future. Like, it's this whole thing. And I was like, okay, what does my body require? And I realized the one key thing Gary always does, interesting point of view. He's willing to let his body be what's required to change the whole planet and what becomes available. Okay? And with it, being an interesting point of view and knowing my body has no point of view. It's me
And
as the being. Yeah.
communion with the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it is like, it was also like, I did a lot of threes, like it is this communion. But see, okay, once again, though, it came to the understanding of where I was also not acknowledging my capacities.
Yeah.
See, okay, this is the other thing I want you guys to know. For example, okay, so you don't have to put it in here, but I'm going to ask you a question and just perceive it, okay? Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing's the opposite of what it appears to be, okay? So how many of you guys have made yourselves wrong because of money? Okay, yeah, a lot of hands. All right, so every lie that you have told yourself, every lie you bought and sold in every lifetime, including this one, about cash, money, wealth, and currencies, will you now destroy and create all the choices you made in any lifetime, space, dimensions, and realities? Right, wrong, good and bad. Because see, anything you think is a wrongness is a strongness, but it's the places where you're hiding your capacity from you. So I want to actually, one of the things I did is the castle wouldn't let me be mad or be frustrated or wouldn't even allow me to go into judgment, which I loved it. And what I ended up doing is I was like, okay, body, okay, you're giving me a lot of information, a lot of awareness, but like guide me to where to go to get more information. And the first thing that I got was to go listen to Dane's call I did with him 2 years ago, and it was called Superpowers. And it was really interesting because at the time, this class was one of the classes I didn't even know was happening, which was really funny, okay? I know every class Dane has coming up. I'm usually signed up for all of them. This one sneaked by me, and I didn't realize it until the last day. And I was like, oh my God, no worries. I'll buy it when it goes in the shop. Well, meanwhile, I had been having some things going on in my body for 6 weeks. And it's so weird because my body, I usually have no pain. I have no problems. And I was bleeding for 6 weeks. And I was like, this is so freaking weird. Like, what is this? What's going on? So I was like, Dane, can you contribute something to my body? I don't know what's going on. And he looked at me, he's like, listen to call number 1 for the superpowers. And I looked at him and I wanted to melt away. He's like, I looked at him, I was like, he's like, you were not on that call. And I was like, I was gonna buy it as soon as it comes in the shop. He's like, you call this person today and you tell them you're buying it today. And I was laughing because he was so right. Like, all I needed was to pay attention to my body. My body was showing me all these powers that I had that I wasn't acknowledging. And do you know, all I had to do was listen to call number 1, no more bleeding. My body, boom. And then I boosted my capacities because I finally paid attention to what my body was saying. So one of the things that I wanted to share, sorry guys, I'm trying to find this, I wanted to give you some of the clearings from it. But the first thing is that, okay, ask yourselves, okay? How many capacities and abilities do you have beyond this reality? Okay, doesn't have to be a number, but did you perceive something, right? Okay, you guys, okay? I don't know how to explain this to you guys in 1 minute, but we may go a little later. Sorry, translators, are you okay with that? Just a couple extra minutes? Okay.
I'm always beyond. So it's like I'm here, but I'm not here. It's beyond. So when beyond. So
Okay.
beyond.
All right, so there's a difference in leaving your body and going beyond. Which one is it? There's a difference between leaving your body.
No, not leaving body.
Okay, cool.
No.
Awesome. How does it get better? Cool. Because you still want to be present, utilizing your capacities and abilities of beyond this reality that you can actualize in physical form in this reality for now and the future.
Thank you, Laleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Okay. So the other thing is, I just have a couple minutes, so let me finish up, you guys. Okay. So most of you perceived you have many or something. You have at least one, okay? But what happens is that we try to do it from the way it looks in this reality. Like if people are walking down the street, you want to match the way they're doing it so that you will do it correctly. But your capacities beyond this reality are actually one of the gifts of you being an infinite being. Okay? And you as an infinite being, you actually have no limitations. You have no stopping points, except your points of views. Your points of views from the past, it could be from the present as well, but most of it ask, is this even relevant in this reality? Is this even relevant right now for me? Because so many of our decisions were really made in other lifetimes. So if you no longer had to function from any point of view of the past, what new choices and possibilities would be available for you today? What else could you choose today that can generate, create, and actualize a possibility beyond this reality right away? Anything that doesn't allow that, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, park, all night, shorts, boys, me out. Because see, it's about anything that doesn't allow you to be, know, perceive, receive, and have the awareness that you want to destroy and create. Because those are the things you've put in front of you to stop you. And a lot of times, guys, we have actually chosen people from other lifetimes to come into this lifetime to stop us. Because if we're going to be using our superpowers, then what we're doing is we're going to kill the world, because that's what we did last time. Or if we're too much, if we have too much money, if we are too powerful, if we have too much awareness, we'll have others who will want our money, who will want to kill our families or hurt us. But what if every single thing that happened in your life, it's okay. It was a past. Now you have other choices available. Right, wrong, good and bad, pop, all night, shorts, boys, and now, the other thing I really want to stress to you guys is our willingness and unwillingness to kill. This is one really weird one, because my first foundation class, I had a really, really hard time with this. I remember my facilitator would say, you have to be willing to have no attachment to anything or anyone, and you have to be willing to kill everything. Because see, when you're not willing to kill things, you're not letting the past go away. You're not letting stupidity go away. You're not letting limitations go away. And I was doing this one like halfway, like, I was willing to kill certain things, but I wasn't willing to kill other things. And what I realized is when you are not willing to kill everything and everyone is when you give them power to kill you. And then that's when you start to kill your body. That's when you kill your finances. That's when you kill your business. That's when you kill your relationships. That's why we say destroy and uncreate everything from yesterday and ask for how does it get better. Be grateful for yesterday. Be very grateful. Ask for more, but be willing to destroy and create all the points of views, all the relationships you have with everyone and everything. So today, you create today and going into tomorrow as a brand new start. And I'll tell you guys, this is the part that literally was killing me in my life, and I had no idea about it. No pain, no suffering. Honestly, the only thing was around money. There were some things coming up for me. I'm like, who does this belong to? This is so weird. It wasn't mine. Not mine at all. But I was so aware of it. It felt so real. And long story short, we don't have to talk about it. It's gone to the past. But it like opened all these worlds. Oh my God, I have a couple of books that are going to come. Like all of that became awareness and information for a whole new world of businesses and possibilities that want to be created. So it's not that any of it's ever wrong. You have to ask what's right about this I'm not getting. And sometimes it just feels like it's impossible. I know. How could any of this be right? It just feels so wrong. But the minute you go into wrong, you kill all the energies. So everything that you've been killing in your body, in your life, in your money flows, in the businesses, will you now for a moment just say, everything I chose there, I now destroy and create all of it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pock, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds. And then now, will you recognize you have infinite new possibilities? What else could you choose today that actually allows you to exponentialize the possibilities of everything you've been asking for? And would you allow also the money to come too? I've been asking a lot of questions, and I went into this little crazy stupid place, and then I was like, oh wait, if I was doing my way, how would I do it? And then I've just opened a bunch of new revenue streams and outcomes. Now some of them, it's different, they're not just all showing up today. Some of them are showing up today, some of them, so it's like you have to keep also listening to the business. As the business is changing, you also have to know, how are your bills coming in? I created some bills that didn't match my business. And in trying to honor other people's way of what works for them, I didn't look at what works for me. And be willing to keep having those conversations and change them. Nothing is solid. Everything changes. And you know what? At the end of the day, if it doesn't work for the other person, be grateful for them. It's amazing. And who else does the business actually desire to bring in? And sometimes, unfortunately, we don't change even people in our business. We don't change people in our personal lives. We don't change people anywhere unless there's a problem. So everywhere you're creating problems to create change in your life, we destroy and create all of that. Right, wrong, good and bad, pump, pop, all night, shorts, but yeah, because what if you could have those changes without creating the shit that goes along with it? And that interesting point of view is huge. If you could be interesting point of view, interesting point of view, interesting point of view. Now, the superpower. If you can get Dane's call, please do. It should be in accessconsciousness.com/shop. And it was called Superpowers. And I think it's from 2016, but don't quote me on it. It was an amazing call. It was like, I don't know, maybe 6 calls or something like that. Oh, 2017, Vicky says. Cool. Thanks, Vicky. And the other thing is, hold on. If you can give me 1 minute, I really want to run some of the clearings with you guys. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, first of all, this one's one of my favorite. Has nothing to do with that call, so I'm going to run it. Oh, yay, Vicky, thank you so much. Okay, so remember, you are an infinite being, and everything you want to add to your life, including the things you haven't been willing to be, do the what energy, space, and consciousness can I be, and add it in there, okay? And then, so this one is, what energy, space, and consciousness can my body and I be to create an unreal, unbelievable, fantastic, phenomenal, unfathomable, magical, miraculous, totally irrational reality beyond this reality you and your body truly be for all eternity. Anything that doesn't allow it, we destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pun pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Right, wrong, good and bad, pun pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So what is it you are pretending to be that you're not, that keeps you from being the superhero you truly be? Everything that is, you now destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good and bad, pun pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What is it you are pretending to be that you're not, that keeps you from being the superhero you truly be, that you wish somebody would allow you to be, that you have to be the one to allow you to be? That one's my fave, guys. See, you are a superhero, like it or not. Only you can pretend not to be. That's it. All right, before I die here, how does it get better? So, anything that you have going on in your life, in your body, in your finances, can you say it again? No, we're going to put it in the email. I'll send it to you in the email as a follow-up. I don't know that I could say it again. Anything that's going on in your life, whatever that is, guys, ask, what have I, just the whole thing, like what is it I've been pretending to be that I'm not, that keeps me from changing blah, blah, blah. We'll put that in the email. Make it easy for all of you. Yeah. And because that's the thing. Is it true that you can't be anything? Only if you have a point of view about it. So I will tell you, one of the things that will also happen is that each of you is asking a lot of questions every day. And your worlds are going to change every single day. Your awareness is going to change every single day. And that's the thing. As much as I know my awareness changed, I never acknowledged the amount of awareness that I was perceiving. And some of where I was screwing my own life and killing my life and my body and my business was actually not acknowledging everything I have already accomplished. Because I was so aware of everybody else's world. And I always knew that. That's nothing new to me. But it's exponentialized to such a degree that other people's realities felt so real. And it didn't matter how much more space I was being, I hadn't acknowledged I reached my targets last April. What's my new target? And if you've already accomplished what you're asking for and what you're creating in the world, you're going to shove yourself in a box that feels pretty tight. No matter how much more space you give yourself, you're still putting yourself in a tight box. So how much of a bigger ask? But your ask starts with you. Actually, what would you like the world to be like in 5 years? What would you like the world to be like in 50 years, 500 years, 5,000 years? Gary, I think, says like 50,000 years, actually. And it doesn't mean you do what he does. This is the one thing I want to share with you. Do not think anyone else is more vital, valuable, and real than you. Gary's not more vital than any of us. Dane is not. None of you are. None of us are. We each are unique. We all have awareness. And when we come together, we make that exponentialize in the whole universe. And that's the gift of each of you choosing to come today. You didn't just help the people who have registered. I don't know how many of us there is. But what you did is you've now allowed the spaces, the energies to now possibilities be available on the whole planet. That's what you be. That's the gift of you. So Gary will say, never make him be more significant than you, because that's a lot of energy you're passing his way. He would rather you have your own awareness, be your own energy, go create what you desire in the world. And then he can have playmates, not followers. He has no desire for followers. And that's the piece. You are a gift. And I never even got to my 5 points of intimacy and any of the other stuff. So sorry, guys. I knew we'd get to something. I just didn't know what. But I adore you. And thank you for being here with me. And I have a feeling this is actually going to create itself to something in the future. I have no idea what. But if it does, I'll let you know. If you want to come play, come play. And if you guys want to come play, we have a lot of stuff that we're doing. I mean, one thing I was reminded to do was How to Become Money Workbook. And I love that book. And it's such a gift. And literally 2 questions from that book got me $50,000 in the last 2 weeks. So I'm just wondering what contribution that book can be to you guys for now and the future. And if it would be fun, come play. We start April something, 4th maybe? 4th? Yeah, 4th. And we have a few languages. So if you want to come play on different languages. And it's going to be 13 days. You can't make it all in a row. Don't worry, there'll be replays. But it's 13 days in a row because I'm ready to freaking outcreate any money that's ever existed on this planet before. So if that might be fun for you, may want to be playing with that kind of energy, come play. All right. Otherwise, I adore you guys. Thank you. Come play in Russia. Come play in Germany. Come play on Zoom. Everything is on Facebook. Global Wellness for All Facebook. So if there's anything there, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much, translators. I adore you. Such a wacky call to be translating, but I'm so grateful that you guys did it. And sweet dreams to so many of you guys. I know it's super late in Russia and everywhere else. Not in America, but all the other places around the world. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao. Bye.
Thank you, Laleh. Thank you.
Okay, turn off translation.
Thanks.
Thank you.